please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before I ask for approval of the agenda, we have one correction. That's on item number 3 of the consent agenda. 3C, approval of pay estimate number 13 in the amount of, it should be $7,612.35. Therefore, I'll ask a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Dana, seconded by Mark, that we approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Same. Motion carries. To the consent agenda, need approval of the City Council meeting minutes of July 21, 2025. We need approval of the bills and claims, of which you have a copy. We need approval of pay estimate number 13 in the amount of $7,612.35 to Dean Snyder Construction for the Lakeview Room and Bandshell renovation project. D, extension of outdoor service area and alley closure request. That's Ellie's on Sunday, August 10th from noon to 8 p.m. We have the following licenses and permits: tree trimmers license, Whacker's Tree Service, that's new, and a street closure request, Clear Lake Harvest Festival, Saturday of October 4th. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Beth Ann, seconded by Creighton, that we approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Now is the time and place for any citizen in the audience who wishes to address the council on any issue or concern that is not on the agenda. Please approach the podium, state your name first and last, and give your address so the clerk can properly enter the minutes. This is not a discussion time, nor a question and answer time, and you have 3 to 5 minutes. May come forward to the podium.
Good evening, council members and staff. My name's Gene Galasso. I have Gijo's Italian Restaurant here in Clear Lake. And we just got confirmation for a private party on August 30th. And I had turned in a request to the council to consider letting Gijo's use the 2 parking spaces out in front of Gijo's for ambience and so forth. So it's something that maybe we could grasp onto at a later date to improve our business down the road. I have done my due diligence as far as checking on insurance and what we have to do for the state liquor board, because we were going to have a 35-year anniversary party on December of 2024, and unfortunately that was canceled. So as far as today goes, I was trying to see if we might be able to use the 2 parking spots in front of Gijo's as an overflow so that people may enjoy the park and that type of thing. And as we go on, I do have a second request, if it's okay with the council, that I present that to you this evening. I'm not sure what the protocol is. I haven't done this in years, so this is all something brand new as far as I'm concerned. So first of all, I'd like to check and see if the council and see how they feel about the 2 parking spots in front of Gijo's. It would be in the hours, it'd be August 30th, and it would be approximately a 2 to 3 hour event from 9 p.m. till possibly 11:30, 12 p.m. And that would be just for an overflow so everybody could enjoy the outdoors if the weather permits. And so that was the first request, and then as the days went on, I started coming up with some other ideas. So I would like, if the council would allow me to present that second idea to you this afternoon, I would appreciate it.
You'd like to present that right now, your second?
If I may.
Go ahead.
Okay, may I
Just
approach?
keep in mind, Gene, that we can listen and we will take all this under advisement tonight, but according to code, we cannot, make any
Okay.
decision on that at
Okay.
this point in time.
And I do know that, as far as the second request goes, I know that there is some due diligence that has to be done for this, and that is an expansion of using, I contacted Becca Shears at Studio B, and this would be for, just in case if we had some bad weather, that I still would be able to accommodate the people that would be coming in and out, and it's going to be a rotation of people. And so Studio B backs up right up to G. Joe's. May I approach your bench?
Sure. Thank you.
You might get to it. Should I receive it? John? Okay, as you look down, it shows G. Joe's back door. And so if you follow the arrows, that would be go to Studio B. And from G. Joe's back door to Studio B is approximately about 15 steps. And on the left-hand side of that page is G. Joe's parking. So that's part of G. Joe's property. And then you do have that public walkway along where the bank is. So have the weather being not cooperative on that day, I'd like to present to the council that it is a possibility that we might be able to use Studio B as an overflow at that point in case we're not able to use the outdoors. And I have done my due diligence as far as that goes because of the anniversary party that we were going to have back in 2024. And I do know it's a 5-day extension on your liquor license that you have to pay for, which is approximately $300 to $500. I've contacted my insurance company already, and they have also given me the instructions and the proceed that I have to follow. And so this would be just for the evening of August 30th, and it would be just a more of an overflow situation. There would not be any bars over there, but we will have the bar at G. Joe's, and we probably at that point would be able to, we're gonna try to do this as classy as we can, so people will be served cocktails over at Studio B, and we will have people to make sure that they don't go any further than that outside the area. And so that second request is, if the weather is bad, or even if it's not, I still will follow the protocol to, with the state liquor board, to get that okay from them, and pay my due diligence to the insurance company and the dram shop to make sure everything is covered. And so that would be the extent of my request. Is there any
Okay,
questions?
thank you. We'll take this under advisement, like I said, and then
Okay.
we can't make a decision here
No,
tonight.
I understand that, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anyone else in the audience wish to speak to the council this evening? None appearing, we'll move on to unfinished business. 5A, Midwest Electric Transmission Franchise Renewal. And need a motion to approve ordinance number 891 on the third and final reading. This is an ordinance granting ITC Midwest Electric Transmission Franchise Agreement. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Beth Ann, seconded by Mark, that we approve ordinance number 891 on the third and final reading. Is there any discussion? Roll call. Mark?
Yes.
Creighton?
Yes.
Beth Ann? Bennett?
Yes.
And Dana?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Ordinance number 891 is duly adopted. 6A, under new business, lease agreement with Molenkamp Physical Therapy for office space at the Clear Lake Athletic and Wellness Center. Review, Troy Tisdall, Clear Lake Athletic and Wellness Center Director. Welcome, Troy.
Thanks for having me. You have a copy of the lease in front of you. So we're just looking to approve that. It'll be a 3-year deal for one of the rooms that Molenkamp was in before. Everybody at the facility is pretty excited. I see it as a win-win for the community and for us. First of all, it allows a benefit to members in the community that might need physical therapy services. And then when they graduate to a point where they don't maybe need the services, but they still need access to equipment that we can provide there, they can go right upstairs. And so looking to get that approved. Will be a 3-year lease in the same room. Starting August 15th.
Council, any questions for Troy? Well, does he still have equipment in there from last?
He does not.
He does, it's
No.
clean. It's
Been
all-
using it for some kid stuff, so we'll get that cleaned out and then he'll come in and
all right.
get it how he needs.
And that's 5 days a week?
For the most part, I know he expanded his staff. They left whenever that was, the last spring or spring
Yeah.
before. But he's hired some new PTs and he's pretty excited to be able to offer that another site.
Yeah. Good, good. Any further questions for Troy, Council? Thank you.
Yep.
Therefore, I'll entertain a motion to approve a lease agreement with Molenkamp Physical Therapy, and the amount is correct me if I'm wrong on this, $1,750 per month for 3 years. Okay. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dana, seconded by Beth Ann, that we approve the lease agreement with Molenkamp Physical Therapy at the Wellness Center. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. 6B, purchase of 2 Dodge Durango pursuit vehicles for the police department. Review of competitive quotes. Chief Mike Colby. Welcome, Chief.
Evening again, Mayor and Council. You have in front of you a memo to purchase 2 patrol vehicles, 2 2025 Dodge Durango Pursuits. One would be a marked patrol unit, replacing an aging patrol unit that's got about 120-some thousand miles on it. That vehicle will be then cycled out to go to the city to use elsewhere and get rid of some of the older vehicles. It's also a hybrid vehicle, so we would have some fuel cost savings to the city using that. We'll just cycle that out. And then the second one would be actually Captain Heinz's unmarked patrol vehicle that's assigned to him. It's a 2017 is what the year that vehicle is, and that would then replace our 2013 spare car as our pool car that we use for dispatchers and officers and city staff have used in the past to go to trainings. An unmarked vehicle for our evidence technicians driving to and from the lab, just as our spare vehicle there. So his vehicle would be cycled out to that, and we'd put the newer ones on the front line for the fleet there. We looked at some competitive bids, and as no surprise, the state bid holder, Stu Hanson's Dodge, came in with the lowest price. Saves from about $1,000 from buying locally here or any other prices across the state. The total we're looking to spend is $87,261. That money is within our budget. We budgeted for this fiscal year, and so we do have the funding there. We're just seeking your approval to actually purchase the vehicles. The vehicles we would look at getting are on the lot down at Stu Hanson's. We'd be able to pick them up this week and get them outfitted and deployed here in the next 2 to 3 months, depending on timing, into our outfitters. Then that would give us a third car that we would cycle out and then be able to sell. So we're not adding into the fleet. We would just be getting rid of the older ones, cycle them out to the other city agencies. And if you think back to 2020, if you remember that far back when we bought these hybrids, that was part of the reason we spent a little extra money in the front end, is because we knew we'd cycle these and these slots out to the city elsewhere to pass on those cost savings too. So we've tried to do that a few times, and we know we have vehicles I'll cycle out from the PD to the rest of the city to keep those cost savings going. So looking for your approval to purchase those 2 vehicles this week.
Council, any questions, the chief? Thank you, chief. Therefore, I'll entertain a motion to
Thank you.
approve purchase of 2 Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles from Stu Hansen's Dodge in the amount of $87,261. Motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Bennett, seconded by Mark, that we approve the purchase of the 2 Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles from Stu Hansen's. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. 6C, 2025 Street and Utility Improvements Contract 1 Review. Matt Stedding, City Engineer. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. Hope everybody's having a good start to your week. So if you remember at the last council meeting, we did accept that low bid in the amount of $1,241,245 to Nettleton Excavating. So since then, we have received the contracts and bonds, including performance, payment, and maintenance. We did a 4-year maintenance bond on this project. So we went through our initial review on those, and everything is fully in compliance with city standards and specifications on those. So just a quick update. Mr. Nettleton is anticipating work for this portion or phase of the project to take roughly 4 to 5 months. That work does include all the pipe work, services, and concrete patching, as well as the curb and gutter on this portion of the project. So he is anticipating on starting mid-September. So be a good project and a big project to get under our belts and get underway. So if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions for Matt, council? Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Therefore, entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2526, a resolution approving contract and bonds for the 2025 Street and Utility Improvement Project. That's called Contract 1, in the amount of $1,241,245. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Beth Ann, seconded by Dana, that we approve Resolution 2526. Is there any discussion? Roll call. Creighton?
Yes.
Beth Ann?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Dana?
Yes.
And Mark?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Resolution 2526 is duly adopted. Clear Lake Police Department K-9 Program Intro Review Request. Chief Colby.
Evening again. Little background on this request. I'll just bring you up to speed on some historical information here and then go into the request. So in 2011 was our last K-9 program started with Kilo, was Black Lab assigned to now Lieutenant Goody. He started May 1st, 2011, and then Kilo was retired on September 1st of 2020 when Lieutenant Goody was promoted to lieutenant. And when Kilo had served 9 years, 4 months as the department's K-9. That's a long time for a dog to serve. Unfortunately, in 2022, early in February, Kilo passed away. So, but the dog served the city for 9 years. We've kept some funds aside since then, about $7,000 that we used for donations to pay for dog food and some vet bills to offset some of the city's costs there for a dog program, in hopes that at some point we'd be able to start the dog program back up. As we have looked at this pretty much every year with the previous administration, myself, previous chief, we looked at it every year and just kind of thought that we were not at the right time. So they looked at last fiscal year, or budgeting for this fiscal year and last year, I felt that they were moving towards a time to start the program back up. As we discussed during budget planning meetings, that I was not a big fan of putting a round peg in a square hole. We want to make sure things are right and that we had the right person, the right time, the right environment for the department if we were to start that program back up. And so I'm happy to come up to you today with the proposal here in the memo submitted in your packet, because I think we are there to start the K-9 program back up. So with the request here, I have some good news for you. The dog that we're looking at purchasing would be a dual-purpose dog. It would come from Treetown Kennels, which is in Forest City. It's a local vendor. That does a couple of benefits for us. Number one, there's no training cost for hotel stays for us. So if we send an officer to one of the kennels we looked up in Minnesota or in southern Iowa or over in Western Iowa, we're gonna have to spend money on hotel costs there, which is, if you look at a 7-week program, 5 nights a week, that's gonna add up very quickly. So Treetown Kennels is close, 20-minute drive from here, so we'll save that cost there. Number 2, the department has been very proactive in narcotic suppression, as you know, for the last couple of years, and we do have some money in our asset forfeiture account that would pay for the entirety of the dog purchase. So the dog would be fully funded by seized funds from your local drug dealers. So there's no tax money coming out of the citizens to pay for the dog program. Secondly, I've met with the county attorney's office, and County Attorney Carl Dalen is in full support of the program. And he has offered $5,000 towards the program to get it up and running as well. So that further offsets some of the equipment and stuff we would have to buy for the dog program, lessening even our tax burden on the citizens of Clear Lake to start the program up. As we look through the memo there, I just want to highlight some of the agencies that have purchased dogs from Treetown Kennels. A good friend of mine is actually a sergeant with the Clyde Police Department. If you recall, when we retired Kilo, we did a car swap. They got our old K9 car that was outfitted, and we got the White Explorer, which we just voted to replace and send on down the road. And Brian, or Sergeant Kepnick, fully recommends Treetown Kennels. They do bi-monthly training, which again, very close to us, low cost for training for us to continue training for the dog. There's a training program where all the handlers can come up and go through the training there. And so the Algona Police Department has highly recommended, talked to Chief Miller a couple months ago about Treetown Kennels, and they also are highly recommend purchasing the canine, not only from Treetown Kennels, but also the training program that Andy Klein operates there. Andy's actually a canine handler himself for Hancock County Sheriff's Office, and if you know anything about the way he runs his business and the way he handles himself on the street, Andy is an expert in the area. He wanted to be here tonight, but was not able to because of a doctor's appointment up in Minnesota, so otherwise he'd have been here tonight to answer the questions for you as well. Additional approval we're looking for, the cost here would be one of the vehicles that we purchased, or the vehicle that we purchased 2 council meetings ago. The last one in July would be converted into the canine dog. It's a K9's car. It's a hybrid vehicle, which has some cost savings for the fuel and also oil changes and wear and tear on the car. So that's why we had kind of planned to purchase that vehicle. If we weren't going to do a canine program, it'd be put into the patrol fleet there too. So really the request there is for the city to approve in our contract for $17,000 paid for out of asset forfeiture funds to enter an agreement to purchase a dog to be selected for the city to start the canine program back up. I will add to the contract, what's not in there, but I have been very explicit with the Treetown Kennels, is that we are looking for a dog that I can take to City Park without a muzzle on it, a dog that I can take to the schools, a dog that we can bring in here and to have a very social dog. I told him I don't care what the dog looks like, I don't care what color it is, what breed it is. What I care about is the attributes the dog has in social environments around kids and around One Vision residents and around council members and around everybody that we have in Clear Lake. Fully aware that this is a program that not only does it help with crime suppression and drug suppression, but also it's an outreach tool for us, and we want it to definitely be that too. So Andy has been told that if we approve that tonight, that those are my top requirements right there, to have a dog that can be socially put into any environment and have a success. As you may or may not have heard, our theme for 2025 for the police department is to elevate, and this is a way I think we can elevate our outreach, our service to the citizens, by also having a good crime suppression attribute to it. So if you have any questions, I will try and answer them the best of my ability. Mr. Klein said we can call him and ask if we need to. He'll have his phone on him as he's driving back from his doctor's appointment, but that's number one on the canine approval. If you approve it, I do have another item for you as well.
I believe
Questions?
you said a while back that, what is there, a certain radius, and we have no dog, and
There's not a dog in the county, no. Hancock County has one dog. State Patrol has a dog that is based in Lake Mills, I think, is where they live, but there's not a dog in Sarasota County. And the other thing we should talk about is, I can think of a couple of cases where this dog would be trained in like tracking. So we've had missing kids. I think you remember back to December, January, we had a gentleman who had Alzheimer's and went missing, that we searched for several hours and found him a mile or so from his house in the dead of winter. This dog that we're looking at would have the ability to scent track somebody down and help us find those people. We had a young lady that had gone missing 2 years ago. When it was really hot out, we had the state patrol plane come up from Des Moines to help us look for him. The dog being able to track that person. Took us 4 hours to find the person. Probably could have done it in 30 minutes with the dog being able to track somebody there too. So there's other aspects that a program would have to benefit the community, other than just fighting narcotics, crime suppression, being an outreach tool. There's a safety aspect there to it, to be able to find missing people as well.
So it sounds to me like this dog will get a lot of action if they're.
I hope so.
There's the only one. I mean, that's interesting, isn't that? Good. Other than just going into the classroom and being a nice dog with the children, which is important, but that's. Yeah.
That's why I've had a lot of conversations with Mr. Klein at the kennel we're looking at, is because it has to be an approachable outreach tool as well.
And I see, going down in the motions here, Officer Pavelka will be,
We do the first vote.
oh. All right. All right, any other questions on the first motion there?
I just want to thank you for clarifying some things under the warranty section that you provided here for us in terms of, how did we find out about Treetown Kennels and their background? And
Did a lot of research, yeah.
yeah, that's excellent. Thank you.
I think one time we sent the dog and the officer to Michigan
Yeah,
for 6 weeks' time.
that's where Kilo came from.
Yeah.
And I should add, another cost savings thing is the benefit, if you read in the contract there, is if the officer goes on vacation that the dog's assigned to, there's no boarding fees. We can take it up to Treetown Kennels and it's boarded for free as well too. So not only you're saving the money there, you're going to a person that is familiar with this type of dog, can train this type of dog, keep the skill set active, and keep the dog mentally engaged and trained.
This will be great, great program, great program. All right, I'll entertain a motion, council, to approve agreement with Treetown Kennels for purchase of canine and subsequent canine handler training in the amount of $17,000. Am I correct on that, Chief?
Yes, sir.
17,000. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Who we got here?
Dana first, me second.
Bennett, or Dana?
Dana first, yeah.
Moved by Dana, seconded by, who do I got here?
Beth Ann.
All right.
I think everybody said.
We all did.
Any discussion?
I would just say, Mayor, it sounds like a great addition to the department, Chief, so thank you, and I'm very excited about that. Like I say, lots of different ways that dog could be used positively, so thank you.
Yeah, we're very specific when we laid that out to Treetown Kennels, where I was, that, hey, this is the priority. The other stuff kind of comes secondary.
Yeah, absolutely. Great addition to the department. Thank you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries.
So secondly, I am requesting that the council approve Officer Pavelka to be assigned the next canine handler for the city. And I will just tell you that we had a very well vetted process, I believe, to go through this. So Officer Pavelka submitted several reports, a resume, a cover letter, why he was interested in it. His wife was kind enough to write a letter supporting for him to be a part of the program, which I think is very important, as the dog goes home with him at night, and it's going to be a family dog. They'll be intertwined with that family. And then the new city administrator, myself, Mr. Deers, and I sat down with Blaine last week and sat and talked to him about more of not the specifics of the canine, but more the philosophical and how this is going to impact himself, the city, and how we can use the dog in a positive way of the city. And I think we were both very pleased with the way Blaine handled himself through the process, through his interview with Captain Hines and Lieutenant Goody, and with the city administrator and myself. And so we would I would request that the council approve appointment of Officer Pavelka to be the department's next canine handler.
Sounds to
And
me
he's
as
sitting
well.
in the back with his wife and their youngest as well. If you have any questions of him, fire at him, because he loves them.
Yeah, I think it's really good that we know that the family component is going to be okay, when you did your research and your interviews, and that's a big part of taking the dog home.
The best part was when we were talking to him about it, he said if Abby worked here, she'd be fighting him for the dog, so it'd be a competition between the two of them. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what he said.
get ready for another child there. In the dog, yeah. All right, well, it sounds like Officer Pavelka is well vetted here as well, so thanks.
I don't know if the city administrator has any add, but I think we had a really good interview and conversation with them too, so.
Yeah, I'll agree. It was a great interview. It was great to get to meet Officer Pavelka, and you could tell that he is very excited and very ready to do this, not just himself, but from a family standpoint, and I think this is gonna be a good match.
That's neat, that's neat. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to appoint Officer Blaine Pavelka as the department's next K-9 handler, effective October 3rd, 2025. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mark, seconded by Creighton, that we approve the appointment of Officer Pavelka as the Clear Lake Police Department K-9 handler. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Officer Pavelka. E, proposal to purchase property on Prospect Drive from Dennis and Jenny Bergduff. Review of proposed purchase agreement. Steve Deers, City Administrator. Welcome, Steve.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, so tonight we've got the purchase order, or the purchase agreement for the property from Dennis and Jenny Bergduff on Prospect Drive, and this is an offer to buy real estate that's associated with the Oaks Hotel project and general area development over there, and so acquisition of this property is deemed necessary for the development of that property in that area, and so Jacob Widman has been negotiating this purchase with the property owner, and as you can see, that we have a generally agreed to purchase price of $86,000. That's generally in line with what we've historically paid for such properties, maybe a little bit more, but it seems reasonable and seems like a good path to go forward. So we recommend the city council consider approving this purchase agreement.
You got, council, any questions for Steve? None appearing, I'll entertain a motion to approve a purchase agreement for the property on Prospect Drive from Dennis and Jenny Bergdorf. I believe that's in the amount of $86,000. You have that in your pink sheets here. Motion, please.
Second.
Moved by Dana, seconded by Creighton, that we approve the purchase of that property. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Chief of Police report. Welcome again, Chief.
Really quick, I got two things for you. One is the June monthly should have been in your inboxes. If you have any questions about that, I'd love to entertain those and answer those for you, but I think we had a pretty busy June. The big thing is the UTV one that we purchased. Our first UTV for the department has been used already. The 4th of July car cruise, car show. We'll use it at the Bash of the Lake, and it's been a great hit. So it's been really good, great tool for us. If there's no questions on that, all I would ask is you guys all take a look at our Facebook page and find one of the 1958 Ford 300 police car fundraiser t-shirts, sweaters, whatever. To $5 every purchase goes to the association, which we use to sponsor T-ball. We've given money to, I can't think of other things, but we use it for civic organizations that we do with the association there. Shop with the Cop on Christmas for those that are in need. So it's been a great thing. So buy t-shirts, buy lots. Any questions on the monthly?
Good. That monthly newsletter, that's what you're referring to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the June one,
Yeah.
June 25.
Looked at that the other night. Those are very, very informative for me. I enjoy reading those. Thanks. Thank you. Public Works, Jeremy Kornberg. Welcome, Jeremy.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Yeah, we'll start off with the traffic control upgrades. The one on the agenda here, First Avenue North and North 8th Street here is a budgeted item. The current detection on there is actually not actually working, so that intersection's been in recall for quite a while. I think it might have been the first year I was here, they went to a wireless puck system where it goes in the ground and it reads, and it's supposed to transmit a signal to the tower. It was kind of the new improved device, no cameras, no nothing. The lifespan of those pucks is very, very short, is what they've come to find out. They actually used them as part of the detection system out at I-35 when they redid all that. We've already deleted all those from the system because they were just going bad and causing issues. So we budgeted to upgrade that video detection system to similar what's on Main Avenue and 8th. So a single camera will do the entire intersection. With that, there'll be a couple other upgrades, which are a UPS battery backup system that goes with that intersection to get that updated. And then while we're doing the work, we'll be upgrading the entire electrical meter socket, et cetera, kind of required by Alliant when you have an upgrade like that. So the detection upgrade was roughly $24,750. New pedestrian LED upgrades, which are the flashing walk symbols, will get upgraded at the same time. That was, for all of them, was $1,500. The battery backup system's just under $6,000, and then the electrical upgrades through Jim Hunt, which is new meter socket, running new power, getting all that installed, was about $3,000. So we budgeted $35,000 for that project. My total came in about $35,230. There might be some fees from Alliant when we do the switch over, but that's usually pretty minimal. So that's kind of what I'm asking for there, is for the approval to move forward with those purchases of those and get them on the schedule. Talking to the vendors and everybody, it'd still be something that happened this fall, that would get switched over. So I guess that's my one request, and then I got a couple other updates. So yeah, go ahead.
Entertain a motion to approve the traffic control upgrade on First Avenue North and North 8th Street. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Creighton, seconded by Mark, that we approve the traffic control upgrade. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Carry on.
All right. Since we're talking about traffic control, I got a couple more items there. With the last storm, we had power outages, and after some digging, we've found 2 of our battery backup systems are not working. We've had some issues with them in the past, but we've always been able to refurbish them, get them up and running. This one we can't quite figure out. So talking to our vendor, we think it's just time to upgrade those to new systems and get them back and up and running. The 2 in question are 7th Avenue North and North 8th Street, and 4th Avenue South and South 12th. So what happens there is a power outage goes out and they just go black instead of continuing to run for a while. So we do have flashing 4-way stop signs that can get put out, but there's a moment of just pure blackness there that that you're sitting there. So those are about $6,000 a piece. We budget $10,000 a year for items like that, but we're going to use 2 of them, so we'll just have to do a small budget amendment to cover the cost of that. And those aren't necessarily things I need. Those are just items that we're going to be going forward with. Also talking about traffic control, I know you guys were aware of our outage there on Highway 18 and 20th. We were hit by lightning, caused some damage in that whole area. I think Bank Iowa had a video board go out. Luckily, we've gone through it. We don't think we have any real major damage to it. I think we just had a couple of video cards that fried, but we did have to replace the meter socket and some stuff like that. So we're still making sure everything runs right there, but we should be pretty good. Kind of got lucky. So, and then as well as during the storm cleanup, if some of you are aware, we did go over and help Ventura out, hauling brush to help that community out. I think we ran our 2 roll-offs and our loader over there for a day and a half. We, as City of Clear Lake, lucked out very, very much in that storm. If you look around at Garner and Ventura and Rockwell, I drove into Ventura on Tuesday morning, and they had more damage from the highway to their first road than we did our entire town. So, yeah, very lucky there. And then yeah, I think that's it, really. Just, like I said, helping out Ventura there for a day and a half. I think we hauled, I don't know, roughly 20 loads of brush out for them, so yeah.
She called me and went on and on about how great the Clear Lake guys were, and you know, Bill is about the only one that they had going there. Plus
Yeah,
his
they're just not, I
assistant.
mean, they're a
And he
small
was-
community, you know, so they don't have the
Yeah.
roll-offs or the end loaders that we have that can
Yeah,
load, stuff like
yeah.
that, so. No, for us, you know, it's not real difficult to haul like that,
Yeah.
so to go over there and help them out, pretty
Yeah.
easy, so.
Yeah, that's neat.
That's
Two
great.
communities doing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Other than that, I don't have anything really else
Yeah.
for you guys. Any
Good
questions?
stuff, good stuff. Thanks,
Any questions?
appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeremy.
All right, thanks.
City engineer, Matt? Director of Finance, Jacob is not with us. Under mayor's report, Stace, you're up. Welcome.
Thanks. Council, Mayor, thanks for having me tonight. All right, officer, you're gonna be the most popular going forward with the K-9, that's awesome. All right, I'm not gonna steal Steve's thunder. I'm sure he's gonna make an announcement tonight about something exciting that happened in the last week or so, but I will provide a follow-up on the downtown assessment that we have coming to Clear Lake, September 9th through 11th. Hopefully you saw the email about that and the survey. Hopefully we can get the city to send that out on their social media too. We want to get as much input into this assessment as possible. They're really sending an A-plus team to take a look at our downtown with fresh eyes. This is a crew from IEDA as well as designers from across the state. And, you know, they'll just take a look and they'll take all of the feedback and input in and give us a report to help us, you know, make what we already know is a great downtown even better. So looking forward to that. It's hard to believe, but we are down to our final 2 Thursdays on Main. They always say 4th of July happens, and here we are a month already past the 4th of July when it feels like Evans just rolled out of town 2 days ago. But with that, that means school is right around the corner. We've got our Educators Appreciation Breakfast coming up the week after Thursdays on Main is over. We'll be honoring and providing a big, hot, embarrassing breakfast for all 250 of the Clear Lake Community School District staff, and that's always a really fun event and a way to welcome the educators back to the classroom. And then just seems like group travel and conference interest is just heating up here in Clear Lake. We're hosting ABI, so the Association for Business and Industry is having a conference here this week. They'll be here Thursday and Friday. They're going to be at the Music Experience Center. I think about 90 people are registered for that, so it's a great opportunity for us to use that space and to showcase Clear Lake to economic development professionals across the state. So those are the things I had to share tonight, unless you guys have any questions.
That much needed on retail downtown. It's, and those aren't just any people they threw in there. Those are top.
Yeah, so it's put together by the Iowa Economic Development Authority. They have a downtown assessment team. I mean, they'll look at absolutely everything from business mix to housing mix to beautification. I mean, absolutely everything is going to be looked at with fresh eyes. Plus, they'll be doing several community interviews over the 2 days that they're there. And then on the final day, they'll do a presentation with what they found and what their recommendations are. And that's open to the community as well.
Much needed, really. That'll be good. And that questionnaire, did you send that out, or did that?
Yeah, we sent it to the we sent it to the chamber membership, posted it on Clear Lakers and on our Facebook page. But you know, our goal is to get about 100 respondents because that will help
Yeah.
us get a good idea of kind of what people are feeling about our downtown.
Yeah, I thought that was well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah. Any other questions, comments, council?
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Keefe, Assistant Chief Keefe.
Mayor, council, it's me
Welcome.
again. Just a little bit of review for July for our department. Had 155 calls. That's up considerably. June was 130. We had 22 calls on the 4th of July alone. So it was kind of a busy time. Been busy ever since, really. To note, we're about 855 calls right now. That's up a little bit from last year, obviously. Had some grass fire calls this last month, but the most exciting one, I guess, was a house fire in North Shore. Probably once in a lifetime fire for some of our guys as far as how that fire took place and what happened there. Luckily, the people that lived in that house were home. If they wouldn't have been, that'd have been probably fully involved by the time it got reported by anybody. Unique in the fact that we had two separate fires, one in the basement, one in the kitchen. When the owner came down, there was probably fire going from the top of the stove all the way to the ceiling. We got outside and there was fire at the natural gas connection on the one side of the house. And what happened was there was either a wind or lightning situation that caused the wires that they're pulled to actually come in contact. So now we energized and neutral inside the house, and that neutral then blew two holes. That electrical energy blew two holes in natural gas lines in the house at the same time. One underneath the flexible lines. If you know the flexible lines behind your gas stove, that's where it went to. It went to a flexible line to this fireplace on the one end of the house and the gas stove at the same time. You just don't have that happen. I mean, it's just so rare. I made a comment to the owner that in normal circumstances, if there are two separate fires in a house like that, I'm putting somebody in handcuffs and are going to take them to jail. And she kind of looked at me kind of funny, like I was going to take her to jail. I said, no, we're not taking you to jail. But it was unusual. And I tell you, as a fire department, we've always trained for aggressive firefighting, interior firefighting, and this is one of the reasons we do that is because of the fact those houses are so close together in North Shore. If you don't get in and fight those right away, we're going to be in trouble. And the guys did a tremendous job. They got inside. Our EMS staff got there early, got some information for us. The guys got inside, and we had two of our better firefighters in the basement, knocked it down right away, and we also were able to control a lot of it by getting that gas shut off in real fast, and that helped a lot. But it was just the fact that they're so close, and you have to do the interior. We did not take Bud over there. We were a step away from bringing Bud across the lake just to sit there, just in case it was going to be needed, but we didn't have to do that. Ventura came over, did a tremendous job for us, helping us out. But they're training our guys to go through as far as interior firefighting. It's hugely important to us. We are continuing with our memorial fundraiser drive. That's coming along pretty well. We're going to do some more stuff with that. And again, obviously, in a month, we're going to be celebrating September 11th again. Our speaker will be a gentleman from Florida. We'll have him here to give a discussion and his story between 9/11. We'll have a procession around the lake again this year. Bigger and better next year, I can tell you. And other than that, we're just moving forward with training and everything else we're doing. So, any questions about that?
I think that lightning strike was fairly close to where I live, but I think crossing the Gulf on number 5, yeah.
Yeah, we're looking too at a possibility that just the winds that actually kicked those wires together. There's going to be more study on that electrical system as how it happened, but for some reason the wires at the top should not have, even if they came together in the wind, shouldn't have arced off. They should have actually been protected. The wiring should have been protected up there, which could have been a result of lightning hitting them and pulling the protection off. But yeah, it was interesting because we got inside the house and we were telling guys to pull the meter, and they did. The guy said the pole over there's got my meter on. We pulled the meter, and guys were still getting shocked inside the house. And we said, this isn't right. There's something wrong here somewhere. So we backed out, and luckily Interstate Power, or Alliant Energy, I guess I called it Alliant Energy got there. And they first indicated to us that it'd take a while to get there. And we said, no, we need to have you here pretty quick because we can't get in and fight this fire anymore. So they did show up. They neutralized the situation, but it was unusual to be inside still, the meter disconnected and still have power inside the house. So they're real lucky. I don't know what they're going to do with the house. I hope they be able to rebuild it, but it's going to be really lucky.
That lightning set me up straight, I tell you, that thing.
I suppose it did every morning.
There.
But it doesn't take much to set you up straight.
Sit down, will you? Yeah, all right. Some of the other things that, the classic car thing this weekend that went without a hitch, or?
Yeah.
I mean, what were there, 600, 800 that went around the lake?
773, 772, something like that. around the
Yeah,
cruise.
like what,
Yeah,
480 downtown then during, on Saturday. That was the biggest, best. I think the organizations they had downtown was unbelievable. Good job.
Biggest shopping day of the year.
Yeah. You're looking at your watch, or it must be. Oh.
I said it's the biggest shopping day of the year.
That was a great weekend, though, great weekend. No police concerns with that, or the,
No more
Chicken.
than any other time. There's no major events, no nothing to write home about, no.
and we were supported by Sarah Gordo and ISP. ISP was there too. All right, good. I have a proclamation, I'll read it real quick, from the VFW ladies, and the Poppy Day is coming up, and it states, the whereas is here. The annual distribution of buddy poppies by the Veterans of Foreign Wars in the United States, officially recognized and endorsed by the government leaders since 1922. VFW buddy poppies are assembled by disabled veterans, assembled, not disassembled, and the proceeds of this worthy fundraising campaign are used exclusively for the benefit of disabled and needy veterans and their widows and orphans of deceased veterans. The basic purpose of the annual distribution of buddy poppies by the Veterans of Foreign Wars is eloquently reflected in a desire to honor the dead by helping the living. Therefore, I, as mayor of the city of Clear Lake, do hereby urge the citizens of this community to recognize the merits of this cause by contributing generously to its support through your donations for buddy poppies on the day set aside for the distribution of these symbols of appreciation for sacrifices of our honored dead. I urge all patriotic citizens to wear a buddy poppy as mute evidence of our gratitude to the men and women of this country who have risked their lives in defense of the freedoms which we continue to enjoy as American citizens. And if I'm correct, Mr. Smith, I believe all this started after World War I and has continued on today. And you can get these poppies from our VFW ladies. So if you see them out there, please contribute if you can. Mr. City Administrator, you're up.
Yes, so I'm thinking what Stacy was alluding to is the fact that we received the Iowa Thriving Communities designation last week. So very exciting news for the community. We're one of 5 communities out of the 22 that applied this year. They interviewed 8 and they chose to award to 5. And so what that means is we now have bonus points that a developer looking to do a housing project can apply for Clear Lake and have a leg forward compared to other communities because we have those bonus points. And so it's a pretty big deal. We will be, several of us will be attending the Iowa Housing Conference in Cedar Rapids here on September 2nd through 4th. They have an initial reception for the thriving communities that have been selected, get our picture taken, all that type of fun stuff, meet other developers, other communities that applied and were awarded. And then we have the conference itself, which has a lot of good learning sessions, and then there's a initial kickoff for the thriving communities that get to speak. And so we've selected our speaker. She's sitting right over there. We might have 2 speakers, but Stacy is definitely one of them to talk about our community. And we're the first community that gets to speak, so that's kind of a neat thing. With that, that is the first week of September. September 1st is Labor Day. So the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is that conference. We need to figure out when we're going to have a council meeting that week. Tuesday the 2nd, that it doesn't start till that evening, I think 5 o'clock. So if we wanted to do something like around a noon or meeting for that first week in September, we need to figure that out. So just to put that out there so you guys can think about that, and we'll probably have that on the agenda next time to make that official. But need to figure out when we're going to have our first meeting in September. The 4th Avenue Corridor project, that's something that we're going to be looking at a proposed change order from SCH on that project at our next meeting. So they've proposed a change. They alluded to that when they gave their presentation, but that project originally started out as a more simple project that kind of evolved from there with roundabouts and different things, and so there's some added cost that they would like to adjust their contract for. So that's something that we'll be looking at our next meeting. And then also want to remind you of our public forums for the Oaks Hotel project. We have those set for Monday, August 11th and Wednesday, August 13th at 6 p.m. And they're going to be at the Music Enrichment Center at 6 o'clock. So encourage everybody to attend, encourage the public to attend to hear more about that project and what that entails. And the last thing is to say is we have fewer and fewer boxes in our house as we're getting settled in. So I'm finding more and more things, which is great. So that's all for me.
That's great. Anything else to come before the council this evening?